Hello and welcome back to the Glimmer Witch. My name is Sam. So, new intro because I fancied something a little bit jazzier. Let me know what you think. Today we have Kat in. Kat is a regular client of mine, comes every 4 weeks to have her nails done and usually comes back with them all on. But the Christmas curse has struck and she'd lost like 5. So we took her remaining nails off and I decided to do a short sculpted set because I want to do more sculpting. So I am using CJP's Salon length hollow forms. Love these forms, they're nice and sturdy. You will see on that index finger I've got a bit of a gap between that form and that natural nail, so I do move that when I go back. The downside of putting all the forms on first. So on this first finger we are using my Tracy Lou size 10 brush and crystal glass to sculpt a clear thin base, and on this little finger we build the whole nail with the 2 colours that she's chosen to ombre, because they're very similar. It's a very subtle ombre, so we wanted to try it out first. So on this first one, put that first bead where the natural nail joins that form, and we get those sides nice and strong, get the edges in, and once we've done that we then put the cuticle bead on. So just get that where I want it. This first bead was a little bit thick, that first free edge, but yeah, we just wanted to try the colour out. So we are coming in with CJP's Fleur, and I'm putting that first bead on at the blend line. It's a nice glittery pale pink. Didn't do that the best, did I? Bit messy. Always the case with the first finger. Anybody else do that? First finger is always the worst. I'm used to it now. That it's just the way that I work. So anyway, we get that first bead on. I come back in with a little bit more to refresh that edge, and I did sculpt these slightly longer than I wanted them, so I did end up, you know, filing them down quite a bit. But it's the first time, it's one of the first times I've sculpted on Kat. I just decided that that's what I was going to do. So I then come in with a bead, cuticle bead, of Dare to Bear, which is a new nail bed colour from CJP, and as you can see, that blend is so subtle, but she liked it. That's what she wanted, so that's what we went with. So on the other fingers I come in and just sculpt my clear base. First bead again goes on at that free edge, connect that form to the natural nail, get those sides nice and strong, and then I deal with the shape. My second bead then comes in at that cuticle. I'm not worrying about apex here, it is just a platform to build so I can get these forms off. So just blending that second bead of acrylic, sorry, into the first one. I move that form up slightly. There is still a tiny little gap there under that form. Did you see that? We'll see whether that causes me problems later. You don't notice these things sometimes until you zoom right in. So again, first bead goes on. I always work this way when I'm sculpting. You know, it's how I was shown how to do, well, it's how I was shown how to do it, but it's also the way that Kirsty Meakin showed me how to do it. So it's just habit now. When you are a established nail tech and your skills are really good, you can get that first bead on for the cuticle and just build the whole nail with one bead. I'm not there yet, I'm afraid. So again, first bead goes on. I did have quite a few breakages from Christmas. Not breakages, lost nails. And it does happen at Christmas, and you've got to think about the reasons why. You know, those those clients that have small children, small grandchildren, tend to be helping them open presents, that sort of thing, so damage can occur then. There's also more hand washing up being done at Christmas, and you know, as many times as you tell them to wear gloves, they don't. So, you know, don't beat yourself up about it. It is the Christmas curse. That's what I call it. So yeah, I've been prepared to replace a few nails this week. It's not been too bad. Bizarrely, one of my nail biters, who usually can only go 3 weeks, actually went 4.5 with no loss at all. So there you go. Just goes to show, doesn't it? So once I've got all of those nails sculpted, I'm going to take all the forms off. So you do need to be careful. These nail beds, they're very, very thin acrylic. It is just a base. So I pinch underneath the form and release it from the sculpt, and then I pull the sculpt off, and I pull down and away. Don't pull up, it will hurt. These forms are bloody fabulous. This one did not want to come off. There you go. I leave that one on there until I have put my form on my thumb. So I didn't put the form on my thumb until I'd done this finger, just because it will move. So form goes underneath, and then we just pinch it. I don't need to worry too much about pinching it too much. We're not doing a long extension here. It was just really, it's just getting that base on. That's me wafting my finger to get the dehydrator to dry. I think my house might be a little bit cooler because it's taking a little bit longer. So again, first bead goes on. Concentrate on them side walls. Let the acrylic fall down the nail, and then we get the shape in. And I did sculpt this way too long. She has had them a little bit longer this time. She wants to try a little bit of a longer length. So I did end up doing them longer than she normally has them. We will see how she gets on. Cat normally goes at least 4 weeks. She comes once a month, that's it. So sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 5. But she usually comes back with all of her nails intact. She's very good. And the reasonings behind the colour is just because she had a bright red set for Christmas, and she wanted something simple. She loved the stars. I'd done a coloured ombre on her daughter, and she loved it, so we decided to do a very pale ombre. That one is now set, so we take it off. So once I have sculpted all 5 of those nails, I've gone and done the other hand as well. I will then just come in, so I'm going to come in with my nail file and just refine this one, and then I'm going to file and shape the other bases before I put my colour on, because that way you've got a nice smooth platform to put your colour on. You wouldn't get a wall and fill holes in it and then just leave it. You would sand it before you put your first coat of paint on, because that gives you a smooth surface. Your nails are no different. So we just come in and we refine that shape, and we take the length down. They are very thin, so you need to be careful. They will snap easily. Stopping to talk, there's a shock. So the files I'm using are Tracy Lou's 100 180 grit files, as always. I doubt I will ever change. I love these files. I've just done another order with Tracy Lou because I needed some tip bags to replace the sizes I've used, and I needed some nail files, but of course 4 new glitters fell in my basket, and also the size 12 brush. Yay! Now I did this set 2 days ago. No, yesterday. I'm telling a lie. I did this set yesterday. My Cuckoo dust extractor arrived yesterday. I did use it for a gel polish last night, but I will be using that today. So I will try and get a video done, which is why I'm getting this one up, so that I can try it out this morning. So looking forward to that. So once I have refined and filed those nails smooth, we then go on to putting our coloured acrylic on. So it's just a basic ombre. 2 fingers have got stars on them. One of the fingers is a full finger of Fleur. So a simple set. Very pretty, dainty. Kat has very, very slim fingers. She's quite a small young lady, and you know, she doesn't want anything too heavy on her nails. Unlike when she first started having her nails done with me, when she walked around with coloured bricks. True story. So coming in for that ombre, and I do it the same way I always do. First bead goes on and I'm using Fleur. So get it on, blend it back, and then pull the rest of that product down. Just coming in with a second bead to get that coverage on that free edge. And then we come in with a bead of Dare to Bear. I haven't used this on Kat before. I usually use Birthday Suit because it suits her skin tone perfectly. But she wanted that subtle ombre, so that's what we did. And on a couple of the nails, I came back in and refreshed the colour on the tip to get that bit of sparkle. So just tap around the cuticles, as usual, swipe. Job's a good one. I then come in with those stars. The stars I got from Smiley's glitter store. And I love these stars. Used them a couple of times at Christmas, which is what I ordered them for. So I'm literally just picking that star up with my wet brush and I am placing it on the nail. So bigger ones I place on a flatter part of the nail, smaller ones can go anywhere, and I'm just putting them on the wet acrylic and just then leaving them, and then I'll come back and cap when I've finished the other nails. On this finger we are doing a full finger of Fleur. You can see that lovely shimmer in there. So first bead on the cuticle, get that nice and neat, get it down the sides. I'm probably working a tad too wet on this. Well, I know I am because I'm pulling the colour down, so should have been a little bit drier. But it does cover very, very well, and it is just a base for them stars, so I'm not too concerned. You can see it's a little bit too wet. Learn from my mistakes. That's why I do it. So just leaving them stars to set, I go on and do the other fingers exactly the same way. That first bead on, push it out to the sides, turn your brush round, pull it up, just so you don't get a harsh line. The thumb, I didn't leave the thumb in, just because I changed angle, but it could have done with being a bit more blended, to be honest. So yeah, working a little bit wet. I'll work on that today. Work a bit drier. And CJP does work much better when it's drier. So just having my coffee before I get set up for my first client of the day. Unlike a lot of nail techs, I am absolutely chock-a-block full this week. Absolutely chocker. Next week's nearly full. Week after that is dead. There you go. Third week of the month, that's why. Coming up for payday. Look how subtle that blend is. You can barely see it. Barely see it. But she loved them. And that's the main thing, right? The main thing is that your client leaves happy with what she's asked for. So then going on to cap those fingers with the stars on, one bead cap in, tap, 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 swipe, tap, tap, swipe, and then pull over. Job's a good one. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm the neatest nail tech in the world. I'm not. 2 years in, I've still got a lot to learn. So please don't think I'm sitting here thinking I'm perfect, because I'm not. But I didn't leave the filing in. That is the finished set. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back very soon. Bye-bye.